Selfish sister planned her baby shower on my wedding day thinking that everyone would side with her, but karma hit her hard as family chose my wedding over her. I, 28F, never thought I'd be sharing this story, but after everything that's happened, I need to get it off my chest. First, you need to understand my family's dynamic. My sister Emma, 32F, has been the golden child since before I can remember. When she got straight B's, she got a new car. When I got straight A's, I got a good job and a pat on the back. When she dropped out of college to find herself in Europe for a year, our parents funded her journey of self-discovery. When I asked for help with student loans for medical school, I was told to be responsible and take out federal loans. Don't get me wrong, I love my parents, Mom 58F, Dad 60M, and I've worked through most of this in therapy. But it's important to understand the background that led to this absolute circus of a wedding situation. I met my now husband James, 30M, during my residency. He was the IT specialist called in when our hospital's electronic record system crashed at 3 a.m., and I was the exhausted resident who stressed laughed at all his terrible tech puns. We clicked immediately, and 2 years later, he proposed in the same hospital cafeteria where we'd shared countless midnight coffees. When we announced our engagement, Emma was going through a rough patch with her husband Mark, 34M. They'd been trying for a baby for about a year with no success, and I could tell my engagement news didn't help her mood. Still, she played nice at the engagement party, even though she made several comments about how she always thought she'd be married first. She and Mark had only done a courthouse wedding because they were in a hurry to buy a house. We set our wedding date for June 15, 2024. We sent save the dates out 9 months in advance because 1. My extended family would need to travel. 2. Several cousins are teachers and needed to plan around the school year. 3. My maid of honor was pregnant and needed to plan around her due date. 4. We wanted a specific historic venue that books up fast. Everyone seemed excited. My mother-in-law Janet, 55F, immediately started a wedding planning group chat. My cousins began planning a joint bachelor/bachelorette weekend. Even my usually distant father got involved, researching father-daughter dance songs and taking ballroom dancing lessons in secret. Then came what I now call the Christmas chaos. It was at our family Christmas gathering that Emma announced her pregnancy. The timing and delivery were interesting. She waited until right after I had finished showing everyone my wedding dress pictures. As soon as the oohs and ahs died down, she stood up and practically shouted, "Well, I hope the dress has some room to let out, because you'll need to fit a baby bump in it, you're going to be an aunt." The room exploded. Mom cried. Dad hugged Mark. Grandma immediately started knitting a baby blanket. I was genuinely happy for her, even though her timing was questionable. I even offered to help plan her baby shower, suggesting we could do it a few months before the wedding so she'd be comfortable but not too close to her due date. Emma's response? "Oh, don't worry about it. I've got it all planned already." Those words should have been my first warning. 2 months later, I was at the hospital doing rounds when my phone started blowing up. My cousin Lisa had received her baby shower invitation and immediately called me. "Please tell me this is a joke," she said. "Tell me your sister isn't actually this insane." I had no idea what she was talking about until I got home and found my own invitation. June 15, 2024. 2 p.m. The exact same day as my wedding, scheduled right when I would be walking down the aisle. I called Emma immediately. The conversation went something like this. Me, Emma, there must be some mistake with the baby shower invitations. Emma, oh? What's wrong with them? I thought the woodland theme was cute. Me, the date, Emma. It's my wedding day. Emma, pause, oh, right. Well, the thing is, it's the only date that worked for everyone. And it's the perfect time for a spring shower. Me, everyone? Emma, everyone will be at my wedding? You know, the one we've had planned for 9 months? Emma, well, not everyone is going to want to sit through a long ceremony and reception. This way, people can choose. And you can come to the shower after your ceremony, you're my sister, after all. Me, are you serious right now? You want me to leave my own wedding reception to come to your baby shower? Emma, don't be so selfish. This is about your future niece or nephew. You can always have another wedding, but this is my first baby. I wish I could say I maintained my composure, but 4 years of medical training flew out the window and I lost it. I told her she was being ridiculous, manipulative, and selfish. She started crying, her go-to move, and hung up on me. What followed was 3 weeks of absolute chaos. Emma started calling every family member, spinning a tale about how I was being unsupportive and how she needed family around her during this special time. She even told our grandmother that my wedding was causing her such stress that she was worried about the baby. But here's where karma started working its magic. First, my cousin Lisa, remember her from the phone call? Works in event planning. She took one look at the situation and activated what she calls her family phone tree of shame. Within 24 hours, every single cousin knew about Emma's power play, and they were not amused. Then came the responses to Emma's invitation. My favorite was from Aunt Sarah, who has always been the family's voice of reason. She sent a group email, ceasing the entire family, that read: Dear Emma, I regret to inform you that I will not be attending your baby shower on June 15th, as I will be celebrating your sister's wedding, which was planned months in advance. I'm disappointed that you would attempt to create this conflict, and I strongly suggest you reconsider both your date and your priorities. Love. Aunt Sarah. P.S. Your grandmother is very upset about this situation, and at her age, we should be minimizing her stress, not adding to it. That email sparked an avalanche. Other responses started rolling in. Cousin Rachel, sorry, already bought my plane ticket for the wedding. Aunt Mary, my fascinator for the wedding cost too much to not wear it. Cousin Jessica, already committed to being a bridesmaid, and the dress definitely won't fit at your shower. But the real turning point came from an unexpected source, my mother-in-law Janet. Now, Janet is the sweetest person you'll ever meet, but she's also a former corporate lawyer who doesn't suffer fools. She called Emma directly, and while I wasn't part of the conversation, I heard it was epic. The key points, as reported by Mark, who overheard it, were: 1. Pregnancy is not a get-out-of-jail-free card for bad behavior. 2. You're about to be a mother, it's time to grow up. 3. If you don't change the date, I will personally call every person you've invited and tell them exactly why they should choose the wedding. The final blow came from our parents. Mom had been trying to stay neutral, as usual, but everything changed during what we now call the Sunday dinner incident. Emma had come over for our regular family dinner, not knowing I would be there. She launched into a tearful monologue about how unsupported she felt and how some people, looking directly at me, were trying to steal attention from her pregnancy. That's when Dad, my quiet, conflict-avoiding father, shocked us all by putting down his fork and saying, "Enough." What followed was a 20-minute speech that I wish I'd recorded. The key points. He was deeply disappointed in Emma's behavior. He and Mom had perhaps failed as parents by enabling her self-centered behavior over the years. He would not be attending any baby shower that conflicted with his younger daughter's wedding. If she didn't fix this situation, she would be damaging family relationships for years to come. Emma tried to argue, but then Mom joined in, adding that she was tired of walking on eggshells around Emma's feelings and that this behavior needed to stop. The next day, Emma sent out new invitations for July 20th. But the story doesn't end there. My wedding day was mostly perfect, though Emma did her best to add some drama. She showed up late to the ceremony, wearing a tight white dress that clearly showed off her baby bump, against the dress code we'd sent out. During the reception, she kept making comments about feeling faint until Mark finally took her home early. The baby shower, which I did attend, was notably smaller than she'd planned. Many family members sent gifts but didn't come, still angry about her earlier behavior. She spent most of the event making passive-aggressive comments about some people getting two parties, referring to my bridal shower and wedding. The aftermath of all this has been interesting. 1. Our parents have started family therapy, recognizing that their parenting choices contributed to Emma's behavior. 2. Mark has become more assertive in managing Emma's dramatic tendencies. He later confided that the whole situation made him realize he needed to stop enabling her too. 3. Several family members have shared similar stories of Emma's past manipulative behavior, leading to some long overdue conversations about family dynamics. 4. My new husband James has become the family's unofficial peacekeeper, somehow managing to stay on good terms with everyone while maintaining firm boundaries. The latest development? Emma's due date is approaching, and she's already trying to guilt me into taking time off from my residency to help her after the baby comes. She conveniently forgets that. A. I'm a resident with limited time off. B. I already used most of my vacation days for my wedding and honeymoon. C. She hasn't actually apologized for the shower incident. I'm excited to be an aunt, but I'm also setting clear boundaries. James and I have agreed that while we'll be loving aunt and uncle, we won't let Emma use the baby to manipulate us. Edit 1. Wow, this blew up overnight. Thank you for all the awards and supportive comments. To answer some common questions. 1. Yes, Emma has always been like this. The wedding/shower incident was just the most dramatic example. 2. No, she still hasn't properly apologized. Her exact words were, "I'm sorry you felt hurt by my plans." 3. Mark is actually a good guy who usually manages to keep Emma's drama in check. He was dealing with his mother's health crisis during the initial shower planning and wasn't fully aware of the date conflict until it exploded. 4. Yes, we're already preparing for future boundary issues, especially around holidays and the baby's firsts. Edit 2. Some of you have asked for more examples of Emma's past behavior. Here's a quick greatest hits. She announced her engagement at my college graduation party. She tried to convince our parents to give her my car when I left for medical school because I wouldn't need it in the city. She scheduled her housewarming party on the same day as our grandfather's 80th birthday celebration. She accidentally spilled red wine on my white coat during my medical school white coat ceremony because she was feeling dizzy. Edit 3. To the people asking about my relationship with my parents now, it's actually better than ever. This situation forced us all to acknowledge and address some long-standing issues. We have weekly family dinners, without Emma, and they're actively working on building a more balanced relationship with both daughters. Edit 4. For those concerned about the baby, don't worry. Despite all this drama, James and I have already started a college fund for our future niece/nephew. The baby shouldn't suffer for their mother's behavior. Update: 2 weeks later, Emma had her baby shower this weekend. Despite her best efforts to maintain the victim narrative, it was actually a lovely event, mainly because Aunt Sarah and my mother-in-law Janet took over the planning. More drama ensued when Emma realized she couldn't turn it into a wedding shower redo, but that's a story for another post. Hi Reddit, it's been about 6 months since my last post and somehow the drama hasn't stopped. Many of you asked for updates, and boy, do I have one for you. Grab your drinks, because this saga continues. Emma had her baby, a beautiful little girl named Sophia, 3 months ago. Despite all the drama, I was genuinely thrilled to become an aunt. I even took a rare weekend off from my residency to be there at the hospital, though according to Emma, I took too long to arrive because I finished my shift before coming. The first few weeks were actually peaceful. Emma was occupied with new mom duties, and everyone was focused on baby Sophia. James and I brought meals, helped when we could, and tried to maintain positive relationships for the baby's sake. Then came what I'm calling the Instagram incident. I posted a picture of myself holding Sophia with the caption "Proud Aunt with the newest addition to our family, heart, simple, sweet, and completely normal, right?" Wrong, apparently. Emma called me in tears, shocking, I know, because I hadn't consulted her about posting pictures of her baby. She demanded I take it down because she was planning a professional photo shoot to announce Sophia to social media even though the baby was already 3 weeks old. I removed the post to keep the peace, but this was just the beginning. Fast forward to last week. James and I found out I'm pregnant. We're absolutely overjoyed, though it's very early, only 6 weeks. We plan to tell immediate family at Sunday dinner and wait until the 12-week mark for a broader announcement. Somehow, Emma found out before we could announce it. I suspect my mom accidentally let it slip during their daily FaceTime. Instead of congratulating us, she sent me a novel-length text message that I'll summarize for you. 1. I'm being inconsiderate by getting pregnant so soon after Sophia's birth. 2. I should wait to announce until after Sophia's christening, planned for when I'll be 14 weeks 3. I'm copying her by having a baby. 4. It's unfair to Sophia that her cousin will be so close in age because it will steal attention from her. 5. I need to consult her about any pregnancy-related social media posts to ensure they don't overshadow Sophia's milestones. I sent back a single response: your niece or nephew's existence is not a personal attack on you or Sophia. I won't be discussing this further. This led to an explosion of family drama that makes the wedding shower incident look tame. Emma called our parents, crying about how I'm heartless and trying to overshadow her baby. Mom, having grown a backbone through therapy, told her she was being ridiculous. Emma hung up on her. She then called our grandmother, who had possibly the best response: darling, the world doesn't revolve around Sophia, and the sooner you accept that, the happier you'll all be. Then came the group text. Emma created a family chat, excluding me, to discuss how to handle my pregnancy announcement to minimize impact on Sophia. Unfortunately for her, Aunt Sarah immediately added me to the chat and said, I think my name should be part of any discussion about her own pregnancy, don't you? The chat went silent for about 10 minutes before Emma left it. But here's where it gets even better. Remember my mother-in-law Janet, the former corporate lawyer? She called Emma and had what I'm told was an epic conversation. The key points, as reported by Mark, who is increasingly becoming our family spy. Janet: Emma, let me explain something clearly. Your sister's pregnancy is happening whether you like it or not. You have two choices: you can be a loving aunt and sister, or you can be the bitter woman who made everyone uncomfortable. Choose wisely. Emma: but it's not fair to Sophia. Janet: life isn't fair. Sophia is 3 months old. She won't remember any of this. The only person creating problems is you. Emma: but. Janet: no buts. I've watched you try to manipulate every family situation for the past 3 years. It stops now, or you'll find yourself very lonely at future family gatherings. The aftermath? Emma sent me a text that read, fine. Announce it whenever you want. But don't expect me to throw you a baby shower. I responded, given your track record with scheduling showers, I think that's for the best, smiley face. She hasn't spoken to me since. The rest of the family has been wonderfully supportive. Mom and Dad are over the moon about another grandchild. Our cousins are already planning joint birthday parties for the kids. Aunt Sarah started another baby blanket. And grandmother is thrilled about having 2 great-grandchildren so close in age. We announced the pregnancy to extended family and friends this weekend after our 12-week scan. Emma watched all the congratulatory messages roll in on social media, occasionally posting passive-aggressive comments like Sophia did at first, smiling face with hearts, on anything pregnancy-related I share. Mark called me yesterday to apologize for Emma's behavior, again, and to let me know that he's insisted they return to marriage counseling. He also shared that he's excited for Sophia to have a cousin so close in age and hopes Emma will get over herself by the time the baby arrives. The current situation. Emma is still not speaking to me directly. She's telling anyone who will listen that I planned this to steal attention from Sophia. She's already trying to claim certain holidays for Sophia's first everything. Mom and Dad are standing firm and not enabling her behavior. Janet is planning a baby shower and has preemptively blocked Emma's number until after it happens. Lessons learned. 1. Having a baby doesn't make someone grow up. 2. Family therapy was the best thing to happen to our parents. 3. Setting boundaries early is crucial. 4. Having a lawyer for a mother-in-law is surprisingly helpful. Edit 1. To those asking about my residency, yes, the timing is challenging, but our program has great parental leave policies, and James's job offers flexible working arrangements. We've planned this carefully. Edit 2. About Emma. Sophia did that first comments. My personal favorite was when I posted about morning sickness, and she commented Sophia had morning sickness in utero first. Pioneer baby, sparkles, I couldn't even be mad, it was so ridiculous. Edit 3. For those suggesting I go no contact, it's complicated. We're trying to maintain civil relationships for the kids' sake, but we have very firm boundaries now. Edit 4. Yes, Janet is still a queen, and yes, she's already planning how to handle Emma during the baby shower she's throwing for me. Her exact words were, "Don't worry, I handled hostile takeovers for 30 years. Your sister is amateur hour." Thank you all for your help and support. This will be my last update.